Humans, hominids, feet having prefrontal cortex rocking with same-sized distal bones. Listen up, focus up, and knock off the grab ass. Spit out that fucking gum. That was dramatic. But there is a lot going on these days, so us birds have to be louder than the usual dawn chorus, which can be both beautiful and annoying depending on how much sleep you got. If you get enough, like you're on vacation in the mountains or whatever, bird song is gorgeous, freeing, a return to nature. But if you hit it hard the night before, waking up in a tangle in your own studio apartment, still as day drunk as Pete Hegseth at a congressional testimony, birds are annoying as fuck. But right now, you need to get over it. You need to hear it in the news so you can save yourselves. And yeah, it's mostly because we need you for the bread. But like also, and sorry to get a little me-emotional about it, but like I like you. I want you around. You make fun shit like pinball and mozzarella sticks. I have invested interest in your survival. You might say, I'm hoping to save more of you to do more cool shit, thereby getting a return on my investment in humanity. So listen to the birds a second because we've got words. This should not shock you. A bird coming at you with the news. Traditionally, birds are harbingers in your beliefs. Doves for peace, nightingales for inspiration, crows and ravens for death because they're metal as fuck. And you've been taking advantage of the weak sauce respiratory system of canaries for decades. So consider me your harbinger today, a canary in your coal mine, with some words louder than a dawn chorus, so you pay the fuck attention. Perk them ears. Mammals, I got some news and it's not great. Sorry to bring it down, but I gotta. Natural harbinger and all. Good at warning you and all. But yeah, warning, the following contains a bummer. So brace yourselves, because I know we said we wouldn't. I know we said we shouldn't. I know we said no way, fuck out of here with that, but today we gotta because it's important, otherwise I would not bring it up. We gotta do math. I know we said no math. I know we don't want math right now. No one likes it. And if you do, I'm going to need you to curb it for a second, nerd. Because this sucks for the rest of us. Math is reality. Reality is math. And reality sucks. That's why you get so pissed in the morning if you got pissed the night before. In the moment, as you raged and went ham in the club, in the bar, to get away from the everyday, time seems endless forever. No need to savor a moment because they never run out. But then the sun kicks in the door of your brain, ready to shoot like Christy Nolan at a kennel doing puppy yoga. No matter how hard you need it, reality doesn't care you met up with the gang to get shit-faced last night with 100+ humans jammed in the smallest of the fucking bars until everything smelled like Fireball and hot dog shits. That's how much reality sucks, that you're cool with all that bedlam in the moment because you weren't doing the math. Math is reality, and reality is where you live. Any human ever dealt with business and money has heard all the nursery rhymes before. In for a penny, in for a pound. A penny saved is a penny earned. Pennies from heaven? Fat fucking chance, Grandpa. Go suck on a butterscotch and watch the world burn. Thanks, boomer. Pennies have been in the American human coin experience since 1787, when, so saith some of you humans who study this shit, Benjamin Franklin designed the Fugio cent, a.k.a. the Franklin cent, because Benji Franks knew a good brand when he saw it. The name means fleeing, as in time flies by. At least you knew the value of time back then, Tiffany. Or are you still hungover? Good! That's what you get for making me go to the fucking Oakwood at 3 a.m. because you could, I don't know, go for one more. At the bottom of the old penny of the Fugio cent was the phrase, mind your own business. As a sidebar, not to get all Grandpa Judgy McRocks on porch, but maybe we should bring back a little of that old salt in your currency, America. It might be dope. In God we trust sounds desperate. Then, 1792. Congress establishes the U.S. Mint, which starts producing those jingly jangles, mandating that pennies be valued at 1/100th part of a dollar and contain precisely 11 pennyweights of copper. Since we're doing math, because math is reality, a pennyweight is 1.5551738 grams. So that means the original penny was made of 17.1069122 grams of copper. And in 1793, the newly minted U.S. Mint, what a breath of fresh, decides to put 11,178 copper cents into circulation, which means back in 1793. You had 191,221.065 grams of copper in your currency circulation. Then, in 1856, you start to use 12% nickel in the mix, and then bronze, which is 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc. And then for a hot minute, in 1943, you used zinc-coated steel. Take a minute and write down why you think you did that. Your notes will be graded, but the grades are only worth 25% of your final GPA, which we made out of 0%. Give a fuck. Then, gilding metal, which is 95% copper, 5% zinc, then bronze again, then gilding metal, then copper-plated zinc, which is 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper, which is what it is today, sitting in your pocket. 232 years of copper, will they, won't they, composition, with more Brie brands and new ingredients than fucking Oreos. Now, why do you think you all decided to change the ingredients of your pennies after all these years? And no, it's not because it was a vibe. If you know your math and have been paying attention, you will glean that it's because things are made of other things. And those things cost money, which is made of those things. Are you dizzy? Good! This is reality and you're in it. Sober up! Here we are in 2025, and the penny now costs nearly 4 pennies to produce and distribute. Which means, because math that we said we were doing, according to the breath-freshening U.S. Mint, the government loses 3 pennies for every penny they York peppermint patty. Which is why, back in February, the Treasury Department announced that it was ceasing production on the penny, popping points precariously, posteriorly, back to the price of things. You call it rounding up, confirming in May that they had placed their final order of penny blanks. That's the penny before it gets stamped and minted. Anybody ever see one of those penny presses at rest stops? Then you know the thrill of smashing a Lincoln into a new look, which, by the way, is going to be an excellent use of those pennies you just had to pick up because apparently they're good luck, because they're not going to be worth jack shit. Luck be fucked. And shit, that does sound like a good idea, given because of the math, you're spending too much more to make the spendies. But this is the Trump administration. And I don't know if you watch the news, but they don't do math. Math is reality. When you spend money for a thing, you'll notice, if you're keen enough, that at the end of the first number are usually a couple of little numbers after that little dot in between. And that dot is the decimal, and that is my point. The math is still there. In theory, it is a good idea to ditch the penny, reserving it for behind-the-ear magic tricks and decision tosses. Other countries have phased out the 1 cent like Canada did back in 2012, except they did the math and proved and provided the businesses and buyers with consistent instructions with a phase-out process. But does that sound like something we're going to do here in 2025? We can't even decide what Tylenol does. There's been more flip-flops in this government than the ones you find in the drain at Margaritaville. Surprising no one, there are no real coherent guidelines on how to phase the penny out, just that you're gonna. Pennies phasing out without any guidance from the federal government on how to do it has left retailers and other cash-accepting businesses uncertain on how to handle cash transactions where the pennies are unavailable. Quote, that adds up really quickly, says Dylan John, Senior Director of Government Relations with the National Retail Federation. Quote, you're talking about losing up to 4 cents for every cash transition across multiple stores across the country. It's unsustainable. And yeah, I hear you. Just round up. And while that's kind of math, that's not really math. The typical method would involve rounding to the nearest nickel, which, by the way, costs 13.8 pennies. So that means each nickel actually costs 2 nickels and 3.8 pennies to make it, meaning the U.S. Treasury spends way more on nickels than on pennies, which they're phasing out with no real guidelines on how to do it, which literally makes no sense. Not to mention, each state has local laws and federal program requirements, which kind of actually actively prohibit rounding to the nearest nickel, because some cash acceptance laws prohibit price variations for each customer, and under those laws, rounding is a fucking violation. And here on November 1st, Federal assistance programs, like a little thing called the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, I don't know if you've heard of it lately, have those kinds of requirements. So even if Lord Fuckwad and his band of merry monsters do end up saving SNAP, the SNAP-authorized retailers will be in violation of the program's requirements by rounding cash transactions and treating SNAP beneficiaries differently by charging different prices. So to recap, because there will be a test later, and that test is called tomorrow, making the penny go away doesn't make the math disappear. It's still moving and making your world, lurking in the decimals, and you need to know it and be aware of it. So consider me your harbinger, your canary in the math mine. Humans, I'd rather be doing shots right now. And believe me, after this, I'm going to need something to cut the hypertension these days. But right now, we got to pay attention to the math, because math is reality, and reality is where you live. Your time, like money, is fleeting, and it seems your sense is fugio indeed. So humans, make it a little easier on the birds that need you around for a return on our investment, and save yourselves. Do the math, because math is priceless, just like you. Also, fuck ice. I love you. Good night.
Nailed it.